Right, let's get into this. This is going to be my favorite podcast week ever, and there's one simple reason for that. I don't have to edit it. So, hey, Paul, good luck editing all these claps out. Done. It is no longer my problem. We've decided to change up editing. I edited the first few. Now it's Paul's turn, and then the week after that's Lou. So, Lou, get excited for when you edit, because all you're going to hear is the entire episode.
I didn't really hear anything, so it's all good to me.
Well, on my end, you'll hear in the local recording some clicking. You're going to get clicking the whole damn time, because I had to edit out so much of Lou's clicking.
Yeah,
all right, let's get into this.
When I edit,
Lou?
I'll probably care less, so it'll probably be the worst podcast ever.
Well, it will be, because all you're going to hear is clicking. Click, 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 click.
Well,
and if you can't hear that, I'm just going to go click, click, click.
Well,
click,
I guess
click,
we're going to have a
click,
podcast without Zakk next week.
Yeah.
just edit out my audio.
Cut Zack's audio altogether.
Yeah.
You can go back and grab my audio from this week and then just leave blank spaces for me to talk about something not relevant to the conversation and make me look really stupid.
I'll just re-record you and do an impression of you and make you sound very racist.
Hey, look, I'm Zakk. I'm good at Dark Souls.
I'm Zakk, and I hate Inuits. Ugh, those blubber-eating jerks. Oh, man.
Innuendo.
Not to get racial.
All right, Lou. I got a bone to pick with you.
Pick the bone, sir.
You're a dirty liar.
What did I lie
I was
about?
on YouTube. I was on YouTube for about 24/7 all last week, just keeping an eye on our channel, waiting for a new video to come out. And I know why you're a dirty liar. And I just blame the biddies. And I know exactly which biddy it was. And it was Jackie.
Yeah, I had to do a little moving. I mean, that was really only Friday and Saturday, and then I was just too tired to do anything else the rest of the weekend. Plus, I had hockey yesterday, so...
Don't admit that. Just blame Jackie. I'm just trying to rub it all off on her.
Don't be rational.
Just plot it on Jackie. God, just blame Jackie.
It's just been a rough week. So I promise, guys, I keep saying for 2 or 3 podcasts now, hey man, yeah, new video gonna come up. I'm gonna finish editing all this stuff and put it up, and it's just not happening. I just haven't been able to get to it.
That's okay. I was supposed to have a Pyre review out last week, and I didn't even finish the damn game. And you know what? I blame Jess for this too, so we'll just blame all the biddies because it's always their fault.
Sure.
Yeah.
Paul, what's your excuse?
Actually, my girlfriend visited this past weekend.
Aha! So I'm right. I knew it.
There it is.
Called it. Yeah.
So anyway,
So.
This is our most misogynistic episode by far, and we are 3 minutes in.
Love it. That's a good way to start.
I actually have...
Anywho, I should probably introduce... I want to introduce you guys first. I'll be polite
allow
now that
it.
we're 4 minutes
I'll
in.
allow it.
One of the voices you're hearing with me is my slender friend Lou. Slender, how you doing?
I'm average.
But
Sounds about
satisfying.
right. Fun fact. When I go to give Jess a hug, I always tell her she's my above average size girl.
I can't imagine that went
Fun
over
fact.
well any of the times you said that.
Well, I mean, every now and then she'll just sit on me and I'll tell her, like, you're very large. She's not heavy. She's just 5'10". She's just large. So I tell her, so now I've toned it down to above average size.
You should use the adjective tall or any of its synonyms as opposed to ones that also mean wide instead of just tall.
Well, you see, that's the joke.
Ha, you fat piece of shit. Come over here. God, I love you. Rustle her hair some. We're having
Get
fun.
out of here, scamp.
Oh, yeah, run along. Good kid.
Yeah, well, anywho, that bantering voice that's going against me is Paul. Paul, hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Please proceed.
All right, so I have a funny story that happened today, and this is 100% true. So
All right.
I went for a run down by the beach, and there's like this 3-mile loop sidewalk, and so I'm just like running along. At first, it should be established I am the epitome of health. I am the number one healthiest person in the universe. Doctors tell me to stop being so healthy, or I might live forever. So anyway, I'm running
You're
behind.
not Donald Trump.
All right, second. I can deal with second. But anyway, I'm running behind this guy.
Second best is always your best.
He's like, true. He's like 50 feet in front of me, and so he like he starts messing with his shirt, and I think he's like, it looks like he's about to take it off, and he tears it like down the middle, just straight tears it open like it's a few buttons vest, just tears it open and balls it up and throws it in a trash can he's running by. And I was like, what is happening? I get closer, and he's got a tattoo on his back, and it's just letters, and I'm finally able to read it as I pass him, and it says Rockstar. And the only thing I can imagine is this is a very personal and aggressive advertisement for Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar. And they're really stepping up their ad game. I gotta say, I'm really excited for this game coming out. And I know it's not for a bit, but they always know how to leave little reminders around, just so they're like, hey, you remember this Rockstar game? It's coming out soon, ish. So that's the funny story that happened to me today. I got added on.
That was some very aggressive marketing. Those Apple salesmen would be proud.
Yeah, they would be for sure.
What's been going on with you, Lou?
No, not too much. Again, I pretty much just explained it at the onset of this podcast. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even have much to talk about right now, honestly. I'm lame right now. The only thing, I mean, there was one thing I was reading about recently with the Pokemon Go Fest. Did you guys hear about the fiasco that went on with that?
Yes.
Oh, no.
This is
In
my
Chicago.
favorite story of the
Oh my
year.
God.
This is the
It was
best
hilarious.
thing ever.
So Pokemon Go Fest. So, Pokemon Go, biggest app of like the past, like in app history, like most downloads and everything. And so popular, and it's Pokemon, and it's awesome, and yay. And so Niantic organizes Pokemon Go Fest up in Chicago, in whatever their main park is called. So they get all this huge amount of people up there, expecting something awesome, have fun and everything, play the game and whatnot. And they get there, and the game crashes. The game was not working for people.
Oh.
So
it's because everyone was trying to hook up to their mobile data, so they can no one could connect to mobile data because everyone else in the area was. So there was like 100,000 plus people that couldn't do anything.
And now they're trying to file a class action lawsuit against Niantic. And it's wonderful.
My God.
It's just so wonderfully terrible.
Don't fucks with my Pokemon.
So terrible.
It gets better. This is not the first time that's happened to Niantic.
No.
Did they do something like that with Ingress too?
Yep. The exact same thing happened with Ingress.
Yeah, you think they'd learn?
Nope. 0 for 2, Niantic.
Oh, man. I like how
it's disappointing because they're all about having these legendary Pokemon out now that you can catch. Like they got the birds available right now or something like that. I don't know. I don't really go on Pokemon Go very much anymore. It's kind of lost its luster with me. But they have the legendary birds out, and now they're getting sued, and it's Niantic's just kind of in a tight spot. They're in a very weird place right now, I imagine.
Yeah, they were never really in like the best spot. Like I think it was Nintendo's stocks took a dive when investors found out Pokemon Go was by Niantic and not Nintendo. It was just like licensed by Nintendo. So Nintendo's stocks, because they were like climbing, because everyone remembers last summer how like every single person was playing that game. So their stocks were rising, and then as soon as people are like, "Who the fuck's Niantic? Selling these stocks," their stock just plummeted just because
Isn't that ironic that Niantic and Nintendo are two very similar words?
I feel like it's almost purposeful on Niantic's part, because I think Nintendo's been around since the 1800s. Let me look this up on the Wikipedia.
What?
The 1800s.
While you're looking that up, Paul, I gotta say that your impression of a stockbroker was absolutely spot on, and I know this because I business.
Yeah.
And all I hear all day is, "Who the fuck are these people?" And that's about right. That seems pretty accurate.
Get the fuck over here. Founded September 23rd, 1889. I think they were originally playing cards. Yeah, a playing card company.
Yeah, they used to do playing cards, right?
Okay. Well, that makes a little more sense.
And Super Nintendo.
1800s.
Yeah, it was the 1890s. Everyone talks about the 90s. It's the 1890s that they're referring to.
Oh, yeah.
Those 90s.
Oh, those 90s. As far as some gaming news, I have a couple of things that came out this week. So this thing, it really gets at me personally. PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, dear Lord.
PUBG, however you call it.
I was gonna ask you about this.
All right, so I don't know when it was, like maybe a month or two ago, they like had released a bunch of FAQs, essentially like asking about the future and planned development of the game, and they were asking if there's going to be microtransactions in the game. And PUBG, the developers, it's Blue Hole Interactive, I believe, or Blue Hole Entertainment, something like that. They pretty much said, "Oh no, we're not doing microtransactions." So last week, news comes out that their crate system is going to be monetized. And this is getting a lot of people's goats, sheeps, all sorts of farm animals, because really the only semblance of progression in the game is collecting these cosmetic items. So right now it's a tiered system. Obviously, the better you rank, the more battle points you get. Battle points then are traded for crates. Each week, crates are... with each crate you buy, it increases in the cost, and each week that cost resets. So first crate is 700 battle points, next one's 1400, then 2800, and so on. So it kind of creates its own economy in the game by regulating how many crates people buy. So if you play a ton, you can still buy crates, it just takes longer and you have to do better. And but you still have it reset each week, so you can still get like that 700 and 1400. It's very easy to attain if you play semi-regularly. But anyway, what they're doing now is they haven't really said how they're going to go about it. I think they speculated certain ways. Pretty much what I've been hearing is, instead of getting these crates just through playing the game, you'll get the crates, and then you have to pay real world money to unlock them, which is total BS, because there's no other way to signify even if you've won a game. There's not like a special hat you can wear or anything like that. And so for a lot of people, myself included, just expanding your cosmetic library is really what allowed you to progress through the game, or like feel like you were progressing in any way, because otherwise you're just playing game after game after game with nothing to show for it. So it's like, it's really hard to hold people's attention. And what they're saying is they're expecting or they want to make this a 5 or 10 year game, something like TF2. TF2 still has a huge player base, started in 2007. So they want, in their minds, monetizing it in this way is going to do that for them. But in a much realer sense, they're alienating a whole lot of their player base, and it's kind of bullshit, but that's my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. I wanted to get your take, and I'm glad you gave it to me, because I read that story last week and completely forgot to write it down for this week's talk.
Yeah.
But so they're doing something similar. I guess it's Payday 2, if either of you've played that one.
Oh man, Payday.
No, sir.
I played Payday 1.
Yeah, where you have to buy the drills to open up the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that just kind of cheeses my onions, especially for a game like PUBG, where it's not like Call of Duty, where you constantly, or at least I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops or Modern Warfare 3. I don't know which one was more recent. But you used to be able to, as you went up and got to level whatever it was, you unlocked different guns, you unlocked different attachments by using those guns. There was that progression system. But with PUBG, I would have liked to have tried it, but now that I know that the only thing I'm going to get out of a match is something that I'll have to pay to open up for cosmetics, I don't see much entertainment value in just constantly playing a game to get nothing. I don't feel personal reward.
That's one of the pitfalls that I see with a game like PUBG, where you're going onto the ground and you're finding these random loot drops, but they're pretty much the same stuff every time. There's no way to upgrade anything, and with that lack of progression, that really shortens the lifespan of the game, I would think, because people will get bored of it a lot faster because it's just the same repetitive thing over and over. The only thing keeping it alive is really the players themselves, just playing different ways or doing different things or whatever. There's really no, once you've played it a few times, like, if you're planning on getting really good at it and planning on trying to win every time, then yeah, I mean, you'll have people that are playing that over and over. But I mean, for the casual player that's just doing it for the fun of it, it's gonna get old fast.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. It's gonna get so old, and they're really making a mistake because there's only so many times someone's gonna spend $2.50 to open a loot crate to get a crappy bandana or something, and there's really nothing they can do to entice people to keep paying money unless it becomes pay to win, and then at that point the game is totally dead. So,
well, I think this may play into your favor a bit more, Paul, and you'll be able to capitalize it similar to how you did Team Fortress 2.
Oh, man.
People aren't going to want to pay for the crates. They're going to buy the items you already have, and I know they have a similar economy to Team Fortress 2 where you have a couple of those bandanas already before it's monetized and someone wants one. You're going to be able to sell that son of a bitch for
10
God
cents.
knows how much money. If it's, it depends on the item you have.
That's true.
But I mean, I feel like people are going to be more inclined to just go out and buy from that economy versus buying for those loot boxes and hoping they got what they want.
That's true. There might be a whole trade thing that pops up like in TF2. If anyone's wondering what Zakk's referring to, I got disgustingly into TF2 trading for several months, but it paid off in the end because I started by investing $7.50 buying 3 keys. For anyone knows TF2 trading, I turned those 3 keys all the way to the end just by trading virtual hats. Keep this in mind, this is virtual hats. I turned $7.50 into $600, like American dollars, and it's funded my gaming addiction for a long time now. Like, I bought friends' games and everything. It's
You didn't buy me anything.
Well, you weren't playing with us. And plus, it was like games like...
I would have if you would have bought me the game.
It was games like golf with your friends, just a lot of, like, games that would come in a pack that, like... Ed and Kevin would ask for, and then Chris would get it. But yeah, that'd be interesting if that whole culture pops up, and that might pique my interest in the whole trading scenario, considering I'm pretty much Warren Buffett of TF2. Just kidding. That's Bob Splosion, whose TF2 backpack is worth over $100,000. But I might get interested in trading as well.
I think that's going to be the eventual path PUBG takes. It really is. The similarities have already been drawn between that and Team Fortress 2 enough.
Yeah.
The economy is going to go there. It just has to.
So I think what they should do as far as the gameplay, like, you could easily add some kind of progression system, like whether it be some kind of perks. All they would have to do is find, perks that balance each other. Like, maybe it gives you one buff to one kind of stat and maybe like a debuff to something else to balance it out. something like that, or maybe something similar to Call of Duty, where you get different attachments for things, but you would still have to find that certain gun to be able to use that kind of attachment or something like that. I mean,
it's not a bad idea.
I mean, I think there's ways that you can do it where it doesn't completely unbalance the game for people.
I definitely agree with that, but I also feel like the time has passed for them to implement something like that. They sold.
Well, yeah, it definitely
many,
does.
Yeah.
I think it could happen in the future. If they see the interest dwindling, and they want to do something about it, that could be a big change that they could add. They can always add. They can always make changes.
That's definitely a good point. They're like on an arc right now where I feel like they can't implement it now, but if they start to hit that hard downfall, they could implement it and regain interest and all that.
That's year 7's plan.
Yeah.
Either that or start making new maps or something, if
they are doing that.
Which I'm sure they'll do. I'm sure. Yeah, I would imagine that they would.
Talked about that.
Ooh. Speaking of new maps, I'm going to pull us off on a completely different tangent here. Lou, you sent me this article. I'd already read it, but thank you for sending it to me.
I was going to bring this one up to you next anyway. So Ark Survival Evolved gets pushed back. It gets delayed by 3 weeks. 3-week delay for Ark.
Paul, it gets better. Instead of fixing the already broken dinosaurs, they add another map with more broken dinosaurs.
Well, the DLC was already planned, so that was already happening regardless. But what I circled for you was that now that they are gold, they did go gold.
Fixes.
They will be doing the bug fixes, and so what the article from IGN says, going gold allows for more work on the PC and multiplayer versions of the game, which will see immediate bug fixes and improvements. So, and from what's gone on with the early access version of the game, is that they'll work on the bug fixes on PC, and then they'll translate that over to console afterwards. So bug fixes will happen. I told you, like I said, it's not finished. It's not a finished game, and the fixes will happen. They're not just going to release it being super buggy like it was in early access, because that's what it is with early access games. They're going to be buggy, and that's what early access is for. It's like a long-term beta testing where they can find these things out and weed out the little bugs and fix these things. So ha.
Well, look, I'm not rooting against Ark. I will always root for Ark as much as I give them shit, because I own the game. I spent money on this thing. I want it to be good.
But it roots against 60 itself.
It really does. It ruins its own self.
It's like
I'm rooting for it.
You're like the parent on the sideline watching your kid score in his own goal. And you're like, "Come on, Bobby. All right, you got something."
Speaking of scoring on your own goal, I know, Paul, you've met Ricky Kenny, right?
No.
Jared's brother?
Whose brother?
Jared?
No, I haven't, I don't think.
From Subway?
Oh, yeah, I wish.
No, you don't.
Jared's brother had to stop playing
You definitely don't.
Jared's brother, Ricky, had to stop playing basketball because he scored two against his own hoop when he was young. That was the last time he ever played.
Man, what a dunkalicious gentleman. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do what everyone else is doing. I'm over here in 3017. You guys just aren't there yet.
What was it? Oh no, so Ark. I'm rooting for Ark. I've put 60 plus hours into the game and I've loved it. Bugs here and there, yes, but the big thing for me is the head bob. I already told you, I think I told Lou at our premieres episode 0 podcast. But it's terrible on my PC. Lou, I'm playing with a 27-inch monitor about a foot from my face. It does not make it a pleasant experience.
You can turn it off. You have the option to turn it off.
No.
Even Minecraft
on
has
the PC,
that option.
Yeah, on the PC, I do not have the option to turn off head bob. So that is my issue.
I think
I'm
you just
really
can't
pumped.
find
I
it.
hope the.
I think you just can't.
Well, I found where
find
the
Zakk.
Okay, there's
I
a
think
shade.
you're just
Why would it
simple.
not be next to the shade?
Maybe
You're
he's
just a little
simple.
slow.
I am slow in the head, and I'm actually going to get to that later when I talk about Pyre. But for Ark, there is a slider that says Head. There's a slider that says head bob. If there's not a button next to it that says on and off, that it does not deserve to be looked
Then
for.
you move the slider
I've slid
all
it
the way down.
I did. All the way down still has head bob, Lou. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's my issue. I'm excited for bug fixes. I hope that my dinosaurs don't run into the wall and kill themselves again. Like, I'm hoping for a positive outcome here. I just wish that there was more to do as a single player because I hate playing online. And like I told you guys weeks ago, I feel like my fun is very much dictated by other people. I like to play those kinds of games by myself, and I enjoy playing those crafty survival games.
Yes.
I just hope that there's enough bug fixes and things put in for me to be able to enjoy it myself. That's all. I'm rooting for Ark. I am rooting for Ark. I do own it, and I want my money to be well spent.
They're talking about, there's going to be bug fixes, but all you can complain about is the head bob.
What's a big bug? That's a bug in my case. I don't care if it's not an improvement. It's a bug. It is not meant to be in there. Someone fucked up with that one.
Your head bobs when you walk,
No, it don't. You know what? My head bobs, but my eyes adjust for it. My eyes don't go blue, 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 back and
Well,
forth.
then adjust your eyes to the bobbing TV screen.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Just bob your head.
Again, bob my head as I walk.
Bob your head
Yeah.
as you walk forward in the game.
Yeah.
All right,
Look
Lou.
like
You know
you
what we're
should
gonna
be-
do when you come
Should
when
be
you come down in a
admitted to
couple
an-
weeks, Lou.
Go.
When Lou,
You need,
Lou,
like, a
when you come
treadmill.
down in a couple weeks.
You need like a treadmill
Oh
to
my
walk
God.
on to face the screen as you play. When you walk forward, just walk forward on the treadmill.
Yeah.
This
The immersive experience.
I was listening.
Like being on a hamster wheel with games. It's
Have
one way
either
to
of you
get in
seen
shape,
the
right?
Assassin's Creed movie? Oh my god!
I haven't
Have either of
seen
you
it.
seen the Assassin's Creed?
I've wanted
Okay.
to. I wanted to see it when it was in theaters, but I never got around to it, and then I missed my chance. But I do want to see it still.
I have not.
you-
Okay, this is
Do you have a heavy
just reminded
criticism
me-
on it?
no. This just reminded me when you mentioned the treadmill. I was listening to Jim Sterling on one of his podcasts. They were talking about how they were doing the animus in the movie, and it's basically the guy is suspended in midair by an arm, and it'll cut from the action sequences back to real life, and you'll see him doing the stuff as is, like asleep in the animus. And Jim's first comment was, "Great, I want to see when he clips to the floor," and the hand is just shoving him straight into the concrete, like shoving his face right into the ground. I don't know why it made me think of that, but that was the first thing I could think of.
I'm not hearing much of you because just got really robotic and
Yeah.
for a while there.
Oh,
Like
damn
the
it.
whole moving in the animus thing, I've caught like 3
Okay.
pieces of it.
Well, our audience will listen to it twice. I was cracking up the whole time. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
No, it's not coming through.
It's not good,
All right.
man. It's not.
All right,
good.
hold
Yeah,
on.
kinda.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna do that thing if I can find it. Hold up.
Radio silence.
He's gone.
Hold up.
Oh my god, this
Oh
is
my
so
goodness,
terrible,
is it
dude.
working?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
I apologize to anyone listening to.
Let me try to mimic what we're hearing.
Am I back? Am I back?
All right, reset your Discord real quick. Lou and I will talk
just did.
about.
Can you hear me?
Reset your Discord.
Wait.
Yeah, just reset
Again?
Discord.
All right. Lou and I will talk about my cat. Hi, Smokey. Oh, you look sleepy. Yeah, must be fucking sleepy. She keeps me up 2 to 5 every single morning. She, like, I don't know how she does it. She's such a small cat. She bangs on my door. It sounds like a full-grown man, like, asking to be let in. And then I hear, like, this meow. And I bust open my door, and she runs away because she's a little shit. And then I close my door again at 3 a.m. And then she's banging my door again as I'm about to fall asleep and meowing. And then I throw my wallet at my door, and the noise scared her at least. Over this weekend, she broke into my roommate's room 3 times and just, like, was tearing around his room, knocking stuff over, climbing up behind his blinds and stuff. And the best part is that the 3rd time she broke into his room, he blockaded his door, and she still somehow broke in. And she's like just a tiny little cat, only a year and a half old. Yeah, she's looking
Talk
at
about
me
a cat burglar.
Me, wow. Are you there, Zakk? Be sure to
Can you
unmute
hear
your
me?
mic. There he is.
Can you hear me? Yay!
All right.
There you are. All
All
right.
right.
That wasn't
so-
even worth it.
Let's
for the
see how
story I
long
was
it
gonna
takes
tell.
for you to turn into a robot this time. How long will it take?
Probably not very.
Hey,
Alright.
so
Long story short,
something.
Long
something I
story
was just-
short, I
oh.
left the Discord channel.
So something I was, leaving the Discord channel about. What the hell?
All right, he's back.
Is he back? Are you back now?
I have no idea what's going on. Aliens are out to get me or something.
You're being
This
like sucked into a interdimensional black hole. I have no idea.
This is what Ark does to you. Don't buy Ark.
You went from I'm rooting for this game to don't buy Ark. You'll be sucked into the Terminator dimension.
Yeah. Fun fact. Lou
Cybertron is
pre-ordered
coming
No
for
Man's
us.
Sky.
Oh, honey,
Lou
I'm
pre-ordered No
sorry.
Man's Sky.
Don't worry.
I'm going to make that a running joke for every week. I hope this podcast goes to like episode 600. I will still be talking about how Lou pre-ordered No Man's Sky.
In Lou's defense, that was a
It looked
very
great.
highly pre-ordered game, and it seemed pretty cool. It seemed pretty cool from the get-go.
Yeah,
But,
man. It was hyped.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought it.
One thing, real quick. One thing I was just reading. This is from a couple days ago. But did you ever hear the name June Foray?
What is it?
Yeah, June
No,
Foray.
Jude Foray?
Nope.
Nope.
She was a voice actor. I believe she had just passed away last week.
Aw.
And looking at the characters like cartoon characters and things she's voiced, pretty big resume. Rocky the Squirrel from Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle?
She was
Wow.
Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, jeez, this
What?
is going way back.
Wow.
Yeah, the little witch from like all like the weird Looney Tune things. Like there was like the big fat witch, the big nose and stuff. Yeah, she was like
Yep.
a lot of Looney Tunes voices. She did voices on the Smurfs. And
Wow.
the old Scrooge McDuck cartoons.
She was in
Man.
Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan.
Jeez.
She was the grandmother.
So,
That's
Oh, that's a
crazy.
shame. Yeah. Rest
yeah,
in
that
peace.
just blew me away. I came across this article and it was mentioned. There was a little slideshow of her characters, and I was like, "Holy cow, that's like my whole childhood of cartoons right there."
It's funny. You don't really realize how many voice actors overlap. Like Mark Hamill, he's a pretty prominent voice actor. He played Luke Skywalker
Luke.
in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also, I forget his name. The guy who does SpongeBob.
Tom Kenny.
Yeah.
Tom
Oh
Kenny's
my
in
God.
so much stuff. He's in everything.
He's a god of voice acting.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I remember, I used to see like the little like infographic things about some of these voice actors, and they would put like all the characters like all the famous characters they voiced into their little bubbles, and man, it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
even like Tom Kenny,
Yeah.
like and Tom Kenny's still doing like big stuff. Like he does like a lot of Rick and Morty voices too.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Tom Kenny does
Awesome
a lot in Rick and
transition.
Morty.
Yeah. Awesome transition. Rick and Morty. I have some Rick and Morty news for you both.
Yeah, season 3, man.
Well, no, not quite. So I'm sure both of you by now have seen the intro to season 3, the first episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have either of you seen the news story about the big thing that season 3, episode 1 ends with?
No.
About the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
What? Well, yeah,
So,
Justin Roiland got his
McDonald's-
Szechuan
I need that
sauce.
Szechuan sauce, Morty. I need that Mulan Szechuan sauce, Morty.
Yeah. A chef at McDonald's went and made an official batch of McDonald's Szechuan sauce and sent it to Justin Roiland
The most
just for the
racist
show's
sauce
opening.
ever.
It's
Hey,
like
there's this movie about Asians coming out. We should make Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce. At least make it like curry or something. God.
Well, that would have been for Aladdin, though, right?
Curry nuggets.
I can't believe that they actually
Yeah.
made the Szechuan sauce for
Yeah.
him. That was
Did you see that,
because that
Lou?
was like everyone.
not,
I remember when that episode came out. Everyone's like, "Wait, are they actually gonna do it?"
Yeah.
And
Are they serious? Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, McDonald's sent Justin Roiland a big batch of Szechuan sauce from McDonald's.
And at the
Holy
very
shit.
end of the episode, where Rick's saying like, "My entire character arc is getting that fucking dipping sauce. I need that fucking Szechuan sauce, Morty. Even if it takes me 97 years, 9 seasons, I'm gonna get my fucking Szechuan sauce."
RickandMorty.com and RickandMorty.com
I always-
and Ricky Morty Adventures and Ricky Morty 101 and
Well,
RickandMorty.com.
that's just about mission accomplished there. So I wonder if
Yeah.
that series is going to get cut short now if McDonald's is going to release this sauce.
I like.
No.
I was.
No,
curious.
it will be. They will never talk about it again. And then the very last episode, Rick's going to get his Szechuan sauce, and that's how it's going to end. I'm calling it.
I was always curious, like, if Justin Roiland had written that in just to see how much power he had with this TV show. Like, if he could bring back an expired Szechuan sauce from the late 90s. Like, that's
Just like going into the realm of obscurities just
Yeah.
to see what, the cultural power that he wields.
And I like
He's going to start bringing back wheat
he-
pennies or some shit like that.
I like to think that he never even got the chance to try it, and that's why he was so fixated on getting it, because everyone talks about how good it is. He's like, "Ah, I missed it. I never got it on my McNuggets."
It's like the McRib. It's like
That's
he's
the
like
reason.
in a on vacation or something somewhere when the McRib comes back every year.
Yeah.
And he just always misses it. And he's like, "Oh God, I need my McRib." Except in this case, it's the Szechuan sauce, and it was only one time.
Paul, you read it. Go on to Reddit AMA and ask Justin Roiland if he's ever actually had the Szechuan sauce, and that'll answer all of our questions.
Oh yeah, I'll just call up Justin Roiland, and yeah, here he is.
my
in
bro
phone.
Justin. Yeah, I'm just gonna ring him up over here.
Beep boop 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 beep. Oh hey Justin, have you had that Szechuan sauce? You haven't. Oh wow, you're doing all these crazy voices. Oh man, you're my best friend. Yeah, he hasn't had it. Sorry guys. I
Okay,
don't
love
know.
you, bye.
You heard that here first. You heard that here first, everyone. Confirmed. Justin Roiland has not had Szechuan
Yeah,
sauce.
I love you too. All right, bye.
Justin Roiland has not had the Szechuan sauce.
No Szechuan sauce for the Roiland. Roy Dog is what I call
That'll
him.
get us.
Raw Roy
That'll
Dog.
get,
Roi-Dogging it.
Oh,
There's your title. Here's your title. Roi-Dogging it.
all right, I know we have all of like 5 listeners, but if any one of you 5 can, besides me, Lou, and Paul, which is 3 of our 5 listeners, if any of the 2 of you can figure out why we're having these issues in a better service, please tell us.
yeah, I'm talking to
Maybe
you,
we should
Thank
try
you.
Skype.
Michael. I know you're listening, Michael.
Dick.
Man,
Maybe
that
we should
would
try
freak him
Skype
out.
sometime.
What?
Yeah, maybe Skype would work better.
Yeah, it probably would. We can give it a shot next time.
Yep. But we're already in too deep.
But for now, we're stuck.
Yep.
No going back
Michael.
for this one. Now we're stuck with
God, that
RoboZack.
Michael dude's a douche.
God, I hope someone's
Sorry,
named
do you want me to
Michael.
reset again?
That was the most drawn out and choppy douche I've ever heard. I just heard Michael's. That was fantastic.
And it sounds like there's a
man.
whale in your room, Zach.
Do you know why? Because it's climbing up the hill to go jump into space.
He grew them feet.
I saw him. I saw it, man.
I seen it.
How many?
That's gonna be our
All right,
legacy.
yeah, so we're basically just like creating a running joke every week. How long will it be before the whole episode is just us repeating our running jokes?
All right.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, there are 3 running jokes. One of them is shitting on Ark. One of them is making fun of Lou for pre-ordering No Man's Sky, and the other is that whales can fly.
And RoboZack.
Yeah, RoboZack.
That too.
Now,
We'll throw
officially.
that in there as well.
That's
Ah,
defo one.
damn it.
God
Oh,
bless
shit.
it.
So, if you hear a vibrating loud sound underneath my mic audio here for this
Oh, is it
section,
Jackie
it's because
again?
my dad No, my dad started up his Chevelle in the garage, which is right underneath my room.
Ooh.
So my floor was vibrating pretty good for a little bit there.
No, I don't want to drive it. I just want to sit in the garage.
He was pulling it out, but I mean, it's just really, it's a big ass engine, and it shakes the whole house when he starts it up. So
Yeah,
Caleb's
I
a
can
liar.
imagine. While Zach's doing a third of a Whitest Kids You Know sketch.
The good third.
It is the funniest third, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I can vouch. Lou's dad's got quite the car collection. So
I'm what?
I said your dad's got quite the car collection.
Because what I heard, I don't know if Paul heard you, but what I heard was, so Lou's up, and then it was just quiet.
And then
And he's gone again.
and then I just heard car? Question mark?
Yeah, I gave up on that one. Do I sound better
Yeah.
now? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say your dad has quite the car collection, Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
he
the
does.
Chevelle in.
Yeah.
The 70, I think it's like a 70 maybe, 71 maybe, something like that, Chevelle. And then you got the 2011 Camaro convertible.
Oh, he doesn't
This
have the bed anymore?
We had the first Camaro convertible, like the new ones. We had the first one in the eastern U.S.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Because we got it. My parents were out looking, and they were at the dealer, and it literally just came right off the truck, and it was basically exactly what they wanted. So they were like, "We'll take it."
And he's like, I want that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds about right.
because everyone that ordered theirs custom and stuff, they had to wait because they were all custom and all that, so they didn't get theirs right away. So then my parents just rolled in the dealership and just got one that was just a regular one that was just coming right off the truck, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll take it." And then they were posting because they get on the car message boards and stuff, the Camaro forums or whatever, because that's the highest extent of their internet abilities anyway. But so they were on the forums there and posting pictures of their car, and all these Camaro enthusiasts are getting all mad. "Oh, how did you get one so early? I had mine ordered for years," and all this stuff. And they were just like, "Oh, we just got it off the truck."
The truck over there.
I think
got,
the only
all
other
these cars.
The only other person to have one at that exact time, I believe, was Aaron Rodgers, because that was the car he won from getting Super Bowl MVP.
Well,
So kind of crazy.
For a second, I just registered that as Aaron Hernandez. I was like, well,
Aaron Rodgers. You got the wrong Aaron
whoops.
there.
That got a little tragic.
The Scientologist, not the dead guy.
Oh, okay. That's almost as bad. Not the dead murderer.
Yeah, close enough. Scientologist, dead guy that murdered people, same thing.
So anyway, this has been Car Talk.
So video games.
All the horsepower, half the calories. So video games.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I got one to talk about.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so I feel better now that Pyre's been out for about a week, and crap, I can see that my voice is about to disconnect. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just keep
Okay.
talking
Now.
at us.
I'm gonna keep going. If you can't hear me, I'll type to you. that's how we solve problems.
That was such good timing.
Why?
It was just,
What
this was
happened?
on
and
the
if you
podcast.
can't hear
Yeah.
that was impeccable.
Jess has
timing.
messaged me. Yeah, Jess messaged me and said our internet has been cutting off for her too. So
Yep,
blow
that'll
me
do it.
sideways. That's not good.
I haven't even noticed.
Are you wired?
Really?
Do you have are you on a wired connection at least?
No, so houses
No?
that are now mine's a new construction. We don't have landlines. Those aren't a thing.
No, I mean just with an Ethernet cord from your modem to your computer.
Okay, my modem's down in my living room, Lou, and I'm in the office. I'm
Yeah,
not
well, guess
stringing
what?
a 200
My
foot
modem,
cable.
my modem is in the basement, and my room is upstairs over the garage. And I actually did run a 100-foot Ethernet cable from the modem through along power lines up into a hole that was drilled up into the bottom of my room through for a phone jack. fed it
Your
up
parents must think
through
you're
my
special.
through my floor there, and I have an Ethernet cord running from my wall underneath my bed to the other side of my room there. Comes all the way from downstairs.
Your parents must hate you. They
Oh
probably hate
yeah,
this fucking
they
kid.
did hate me because I kept complaining about crappy internet and crappy Wi-Fi and stuff, and then they were just finally like, "Fine, we'll do it." So
Yeah. I've been very much considering moving the modem up to the office just so I can have Ethernet, and it still works throughout the house. Like I get internet up here and I can stream Netflix okay, so it's not going to screw us over all over the place. But it really helped me out when I do this kind of stuff. Anywho, Pyre. So yeah, Pyre. Which I'm sure none of you heard my little rant there, but that's okay. Paul will hear it in post. So Pyre, I finally feel okay talking about it a little bit more now that it's been out about a week. I'm not going to spoil it. I really don't want to, but I want to talk a little more about it. My suspicions are confirmed. It is definitely a basketball game. And that wasn't really a suspicion. I knew it last week. But essentially basketball soccer. You got the ball in the middle of the court. You got your team of 3 RPG elements. You got to score on the other team, blah, 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 blah. I'm putting out a review later this week. Hopefully later this week. I'm about to finish it. I'm very close. I enjoy it. I am not as high on it as I first was, and there's one big reason for that. The voice acting is phenomenal, but almost the entire story is told through some sort of flip book type storytelling, and the voice acting is very minimal. I feel like the story would have been a lot better and would have allowed me to take my time to absorb the visuals if the whole thing was voice acted. Now, this is where I told you I was going to be slow, and I got to admit, and Paul and Lou will back me up, I math good, but reading, I don't do so good. I'm a little slow in the head when it comes to reading, and I'm a slow reader, and I'll openly admit that. I'm much better at math. So I had a harder time, or at least a slower time, getting through the story because it took me 1 or 2 tries to read through one of these slides and then understand the lore that was tied into it, and then, again, just to read it and comprehend what was being said. So I had a little bit of a harder time, so I can't recommend it necessarily to those who have a little bit harder of time. I think you'll still enjoy it, but you're going to have that harder time. Having said that, the gameplay is great. The voice acting is great. I just wish there was more of it, and that would have really enhanced my experience. I'm guessing neither of you heard any
All right,
of that.
so
I was just trying to let you
yeah,
finish
I
because
was
you
trying-
were cutting out a lot, so I was just kind of trying to let you go so you could at least like get that out.
We were trying
Yeah.
to gauge
Without
where
us.
you'd finish up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Long story
sitting there
short,
trying
I
not
liked
to
it.
laugh out loud.
Not enough voice acting, because there is parts that are fully voice acted and they're phenomenal, and all the voice actors they use for like their own made up language, phenomenal, and some of them have like full lines. I wish they would have just read all the lines.
That was a huge thing I remember in Bastion, which they made. It's kind of a disappointment that they're falling behind on the whole voice acting thing. Because Bastion,
Yeah,
the whole gimmick, I don't want to call it a gimmick because it wasn't like a cheap trick, but the whole gimmick of the game is that the narrator would narrate exactly what you did as you did it. So it wasn't just like, and then he went into this area and killed everyone, and then you go in there and kill everyone. It's like you go in and like you kill one, and he says one, and then one kills you, and it's like, but the kid didn't have it in him. So it's kind of disappointing because, I mean, they found so much success. Maybe they thought they'd concentrate in other areas rather than just voice acting, which, I mean, I know nothing about game development, but they should listen to me and do some voice acting.
I mean, I don't want to dox the story. The story I really enjoyed. I loved everything that it has to offer. Again, it's just because I'm a slower reader that the story kind of lingers behind for me now, because I'm 10 hours plus in. I still haven't beat it, and I'm getting close. But this could be a 10-hour experience if you're a decent enough reader. And for me, I'm the type of person, like I told you, I like to know all of the side quests and do all of those things. And there's a lot of lore into this world, which is all given to you through text. So it's taken me longer to really digest everything. And it's good. It's a good story. I like the premise a lot. Again, it's just if some of it was voice acted, at least if my characters were voice acted and I had to read the backstory, fine. That works for me. And the story's presented well, but it just feels like it can drag on a little bit. And that's my big issue with it now.
Okay, yeah, I can see that, like, something like that might mess with the pace of the game and everything. I can imagine that's a really hard thing to get right.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're making it for the average person, and I don't want to say I'm a below average reader, but I'm probably a below average reader. But I make up for it in all my other things. Like as I said earlier, Paul and Lou can definitely vouch for my math and business skills. Again, just reading, I'm a little bit slower. So just bear that in mind if anyone here is similar to me in that, where you have to read something once or twice to fully grasp it. You're going to have a little bit of a longer experience.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
No, I'm kind of the same way though. When I hit too big of dialogue boxes in video games, I definitely skip over because I'm like, it's like why I don't watch Narcos. I'm like, what am I? A reader? I'm not gonna read this.
I don't want to read it. I want to be told it.
I'm paying to play. I'm not paying to read. I'm not some sort of dweeb. But
right now, there is one character who is like an imp. They're called imps, but I understand why his is not even in English. He just makes sounds, and you have to like move your cursor over it to understand what he's saying. That's fine. I don't expect that to be voice acted, but all the other characters are giving me dialogue in English. So, and a little disappointing, but still fun game. I'm enjoying it.
That's good at least. Yeah. Sounds like an interesting game when you presented it to me. I looked into it a bit more, and I'm considering getting into it, but I also have like a Steam library full of games. Like my Steam library
I get
is
that.
150 something.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I can recommend it. I think you would enjoy it, Paul. I had other little gripes, and again, they'll come up in my review, so I don't want to give too much of my review away, but eventually the game is on a relatively linear path for the first half, and then it really opens up and it gives you more options. But as you're going out and exploring this world, there's not that much to find other than looking at some pretty visuals. So that was a little bit disappointing. When the world finally opened up to me, I thought, ooh, I wonder if I'm going to be able to find some really cool things or some different ideas or maybe be able to interact with other characters in a different manner. And that didn't really materialize, which is fine. I mean, they're telling the story they wish to tell. There's just not a lot aside from that, which, again, is fine, but that's a good thing to point out going into it.
Sweet.
Yep, so that's all I had on Pyre. You guys have anything else?
Really?
I've just about exhausted all my words.
Yeah, I'll say one more time. Hey man, I'll get those videos up eventually. They'll be coming soon. Yeah.
I'm gonna go on and set them all to private. It will never happen.
Even when they are up, no one will know.
No one will know. I did actually get a question, believe it or not, from someone who was listening to our podcast but didn't want to put it on public things because I don't know why. But I did get a question if y'all are interested.
Oh my gosh.
And the question was, so far in 2017, what would you consider your game of the year?
Oh, that's tough.
Horizon.
Yeah, I figured
it's Horizon
that would be loose.
so far for me.
Yeah. Horizon is like...
What about you, Paul?
Oh, man, I haven't... See, I played games for a long while, like, after they came out and stuff. Currently, my most played, it's got to be PUBG, despite my qualms about the future development. I think they're going to rectify it. I don't know. I know new maps are coming. It's just such a fun, quick game that it's probably my favorite. I've already put 130 hours on it, so I played a fair amount. So it's a fun game. Let's just hope that they don't screw it up. What about you, Zakk?
Or it could be RuneScape Mobile this winter.
It's gonna be RuneScape Mobile. That's gonna be my
surprise.
Game of the year.
Nope, it's gonna be the re-release of No Man's Sky with all the patches.
The game they promised.
That's the edition. That's what they're gonna call it. The promised edition.
What's your favorite?
I'm one of those people. I very rarely play games that come out within the year that they actually come out.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah,
Zach waits to hear the opinion of others before he buys games instead of
No, I
playing
wait
it for
for a year
himself.
later for them to all go on
He's
sale.
pretty stoked about Skyrim. He's gonna pick it up soon.
Yeah. When it comes back out for every other console that's being made these days.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for it to come on mobile phones.
it's soon, very soon.
No, I would have to
Zach's
say
heard-
it's Breath
Zach's
of the
heard
Wild.
really good things about this this new NHL game, NHL 15.
NHL 93.
That was the best one they made.
No, actually, NHL 14 was the best one made. 15 is when it started going downhill.
Everyone knows that.
But
that the one I
I'm
always
waiting
beat
for
you
I'm
in?
waiting for 18. I heard that 18 is looking pretty sweet. They've been having the beta. I think the beta had just started recently for NHL 18. And because one of my friends said he won a code from some contest. I don't know if it was a contest or something that he entered in. He won a beta code, and he said that it was looking pretty sweet. So I got some high hopes, because that's what I do with my NHL games anymore. Because I'm a big hockey junkie, so I like playing NHL. But I just go on the even years. I don't buy it every year anymore. It's a waste of money.
Yeah, that's how I feel with a lot
Lou-
of sports games. So, Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. It's, I've already told you, Paul, you got to get a Switch or a Wii U or something and play Breath of the Wild. I know your favorite Zelda game, and I know what your favorite Zelda game is, and we won't talk about it here because I would like to do a video with you one day going through our top Zelda games. But knowing your tastes, you will really like Breath of the Wild. It will be a lot of fun to go through.
So,
just going to put that out there.
you kind of cut out, but you said you think I'll really like Breath of the Wild.
Yes, knowing which Zelda games you really like, I know that you're going to really enjoy Breath of the Wild.
I knew just from the announcement that it was like right up my alley hole, like the exact Zelda game I had always dreamed of. Pretty much the way it was always described was Skyrim but Zelda. So or I guess I should say Zelda but Skyrim because it far predates. But anyway, the whole open world aspect where you didn't have to do specific dungeons in a specific order, and that just totally appealed to me. It was just pretty much my dream Zelda game, and I can't wait to get it once I have money. But I'm just a biologist.
I was kind of a biologist once.
A whale
In
biologist?
school. No, just about general environment, back in those school days. Speaking of school days and NHL, as I previously mentioned, transition, because I'm a pro. So NHL, man, back in school, when me and Zach were good old college buddies, we used to have our own little NHL tournaments going on, and every now and then, and Zach's play style was pretty unique.
Awesome.
I would say
It was the best.
Zach's strategy was to lay down on the ice at all times.
I figured if they
And that's
skated
about
towards me, they wouldn't get around me.
Interesting.
And he took a lot of penalties back in the day, and
They had it
still
coming.
does, but
Okay, but hold on.
Man,
Here, in my defense, in
we used to play
soccer,
with our-
if you
we used to
slide
play
and
with
get
our
the
buddy
puck
Trav.
first,
and man, Trav would try to get a shutout on Zach so hard just because of the way Zach played. He would always just that would be the number one goal, just get a shutout. Zach scoring one goal wasn't good enough. That was basically a loss. They'd play so many times in a row, and as soon as Zach would score a goal, even if it was just in the first period or a second period or something, he'd be like, "Nope, I'm done. Start over, rematch."
yeah.
Because Zach played such an asinine game that him scoring it all was just getting pooped on.
That
Single
boy
goal.
ass.
It would be 9. It would be 9-0. But I remember the one. I remember one game. I think it was 6-0 or something like that, or 7-0.
Yeah.
And he was so close to it. He was getting so nervous, And he said
There
he
was,
said
like,
it
less
too.
than a minute left.
Yeah, it was like under a minute, like 30 seconds or something. And Zakk scored in some bullshit way. I thought Trav was about to put the controller through the TV. He was so mad.
The good old days.
Oh my
Now,
god.
Paul, in
jeez.
all fairness,
So-
in soccer, when you slide and get the ball first before the player, it's good. So when I laid down on the ice and got the puck first and then just shoved my feet right up into that guy's dick that was coming at me, I didn't think that would be a foul. I got the puck first.
I mean, if you get the puck first, it's not a penalty. But I mean, a lot of times you're just diving right into people's legs.
They had it coming.
So hey, if you're listening out there, Trav or Tony, because Tony, you were there for some of that too. Yeah, let's shout out to you guys. We'll have to hook up sometime. Oh, by the way, Zakk, I did talk to Tony recently.
Same.
Yeah, and he actually is talking to a buddy of his about getting their own little gaming channel going, doing some videos and stuff. So, we'll have to keep an eye out. Maybe do some collaborations in the future.
We're gonna have to.
That's exactly what I
Get
told
some
Tony.
guests on here, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking either this weekend or next week, we're going to be able to finally do that Ocarina of Time. God damn it.
I'm thinking oil, robot screws, oil.
Damn it. I hate this.
It did it on the damn it.
I'm
It was
done. I
damn
quit.
it.
Well, we are a bit over an hour, so we probably should.
Have fun editing this, Paul.
No edits. I want everything to be fucked up in there.
Well,
Just-
that's
just let
good
it go.
because
Except it
I've
doesn't
never
actually
edited
sound.
anything.
It doesn't actually sound effed up on the podcast because he's getting your audio file, not what we're hearing.
We just sound
Oh,
like
yeah, but it's
weirdos
just gonna sound
giggling
like
and then
shit.
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets real quiet for a while and then just.
And then just. No.
Oh god.
I hate you.
Yeah, thanks, no.
Get a better connection, scrub.
I've got nerves of steel. If this gets through, hopefully it does. Either this weekend or next week, we'll be able to do the Ocarina of Time spoiler cast for, what is it now, a 20-year-old game. Dylan's almost done, so we'll be able to talk about that for funsies.
Oh, shoot.
And in 2.5 weeks,
Get excited.
In 2.5 weeks, me and Zakk will be able to actually do some kind of video where we're both
Oh.
present at the same time in the same room.
Oh, get excited because we will not be
And
sober.
I'll watch.
We will not be sober in any sense of the word.
I'm thinking about playing or just doing a drunk podcast, you and I, Lou, for 10 minutes and just seeing what comes out of our mouth.
That will be
not editing it,
that
not
that
lining
will
up the
be-
audio and just putting it on the internet.
It'll be that week's adjective, drunk.
That'll be every video that comes out from that time period.
This week
Oh,
should
yeah.
be robotic or robotronic. Robo Boogie.
Well, you're the
Robo.
editor, so you're putting it up, Lou. Paul. That's your call.
Insert the adjective, robo.
man.
Just a robo podcast, robo gaming podcast.
Yep, that's on you, Paul.
Robo Roy.
Robo Justin Roiland gets some Robo Szechaun sauce.
Oh man.
Okay, I think we're done
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Lou, why don't you give the speeches about where we're at,
All right.
because my internet will
Yeah,
cut out.
so I guess we'll just kind of wrap it up here. You know, we're as far as our recording time, we're a little over again, but it's all good. So keep an eye on us on social media. Even though I'm terrible at it because I forgot to share last week's episode in time. And actually, as of recording, I still haven't, and I mean to. I will do it as soon as recording is done. But, so we're on Twitter, at IAH_gaming. We're also on YouTube, insert adjective here, gaming. I'm guessing we're not on SoundCloud anymore, because we've hit our ceiling there.
I just gave up on SoundCloud.
So YouTube and Twitter is where
Fuck
we're
SoundCloud.
at. Check us out. Give us some likes, shares, subscribes, dislikes, comments, hate mail, whatever you want to send us.
Preferably
All
not.
right.
So I'm Lou here with Paul and Zakk. If you guys got anything to sign off with,
Yeah, check out Whistlepig Hollow on Instagram.
Whistlepig Hollow MD.
MD. Those extra 2 or 3 followers will do real good.
My mom is such a Instagram behemoth. She won't even feel it.
Yeah, follow Paul's mom. Make the following felt.
We should probably preface this by saying Paul used to grow up on a farm. He's one of the biggest farms in what I would say northern Maryland. I'm wrong?
Definitely. We're a very small farm, but we're very exclusive and sell to like the high-end restaurants. Because I live just south of Westminster, and there's a whole lot of big farms up there.
Yep. So that's a little bit of background of why he's the farm stuff.
Yeah.
So probably want to throw that out there.
The farm boy that became a marine biologist, and then went on to talk on a gaming podcast about whales with jumping with feet.
And then a paraplegic, but he hasn't gotten there yet. What?
How far he's come.
All right.
All right, guys. So that's about it. We'll see you next week, and in our videos that will, I promise, soon go up on our channels.
Probably.
So, yeah. So I'm Lou. See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.